Thank you.
Okay, keep your eye on it. Everything is steady. Steady as a rock.
Okay, we're going to be busy for a minute. After I'm on, take care of the defense. I'll get the structure back.
Okay, our flight controller is about 45 seconds to T1, stay no stay.
Flight, that
Go, guidance.
14 plus 2 looks
He's
beautiful.
getting ready to bend. Keep your eye on it.
Very smooth touchdown.
Okay, keep the chatter.
Eggs is good, Bob. It didn't drop the platform.
Roger.
I was wrong, buddy.
Roger.
Things looks okay. Made a proper
Okay, T1, stay no stay. Retro.
Stay.
Vital.
Stay.
Guidance.
Stay.
Control.
Stay.
Telcom.
Stay.
GNC.
Stay.
Ecom.
Stay.
Surgeon.
Stay.
Capcom, or stay for
We are
T1.
bending oxidizer. Repeat, bending oxidizer. Roger.
Roger, Eagle, and you are stay for T1.
Margin's looking good. We're coming up on our nominal here.
Okay, all flight controllers, go for landing. Retro.
Go.
Vital.
Go.
Guidance.
Go.
Control.
And
go.
go.
Telcom.
Go.
GNC.
Go.
Ecom.
Roger.
Surgeon.
Go.
Capcom, or go for landing.
Eagle, Houston, you're a go for landing, over.
Back in 9 minutes. Margin is about 4.5.
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet.
Copy.
Alarm.
Another alarm.
1201. 1201.
Roger, 1201.
TCP, you just lost there, Bill.
Roger, I just see that.
We're go.
Same type. We're go. T1D. Flight side all right.
Just leave it alone. It's
2,000
okay.
feet. Into the ag, 47 degrees. Roger. 47 degrees.
How's our margin looking, Bob?
It looks okay with that.
Good. Roger.
Eagle looking great. You go. Altitude update next. Looks good.
Roger.
Roger, 1202. We copy it.
How you doing,
35
Control?
degrees.
We look good here. Fine.
Roger, how about you, Telcom? Go. Guidance, you happy?
Go.
Vital.
Go. 700 feet, 21 down. 33 degrees. 100 feet down at 19.
10 minutes. We just passed low gate.
540
For mission
feet down
risk
at
purposes.
30 and at 15.
We're in attitude hold. Attitude hold.
Okay, at hold.
I think we better be quiet.
Say 400
Roger.
feet down at 9.
Okay, the only call-outs from now on will be fuel.
10 and 50 feet down at 4. 30
P66.
and a half down. They're pegged on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. Put up. On 1.5 down. 70. Got the shadow out there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward.
11 minutes. Roger. Tips RCS go.
Roger, your call-out shortly.
And then I would have to go into that, trying to figure out what was going on. And it was the same thing. And so
Hello everyone, welcome to a random stream that doesn't really have a proper name yet. Let me know in the chat real quick if you can hear me. I'm actually still waiting on my accomplice here who was supposed to be joining me, but they appear to be a little late. Although I think I did just get an email from them. You guys can hear me, awesome. No, I didn't get an email, that was a Steam wishlist email. So, how's everybody doing today? This is basically just a kind of random stream to kind of catch up with everybody, see what's going on, see what's new in the community, see if anybody has some questions or some things they want to talk about, basically. Also, I do want to plug the... I love the chat here. Oh, shut up. I also want to plug and show off here this fan art on the right side of the screen made by someone in the chat here who, this is the first time I've said the name out loud. Mirai Vegeta. Is that how the first part said? Mirai? Yeah, she made this fan art. I've got her Twitter handle below if you want to follow her and see the awesome art that she does. That picture makes me really happy because honestly, it kind of justifies all the work I've done on YouTube over the entire year. It's been a really, really great time getting to know people here and like becoming a part of this community. It's been super awesome. So, yeah, I'm sort of at a loss for words now because I expected to have a second person with me at this point. Let me just check Discord. No, nobody's able to jump in here, unfortunately. Punchy, do you want to jump in here maybe and chat with me until my buddy gets here? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. It is super great to see everyone, though. It's really, really cool to see. You know what was the coolest thing was when I opened up Streamlabs to start this stream, and I was just kind of finalizing things and moving some things around, and pardon me, and I see the preview for the stream, like the main stream, and I see the chat moving, and it's just like the most heartwarming thing to see. Oh, people are already waiting. People already want to see this, and I'm not even ready yet. That was like the coolest feeling ever. Punchy, I'm just trying to find you on Discord. I know I have a DM history with you. Ah, there you are, Punchy. There we go. Sent you the meet link. Come on in, buddy. Hopefully that works. That's just the URL from the browser. That should work, right? So, someone has a question about Behind the Imaginary Curve. That's Dell's channel, right? What about it? While I'm waiting on Punchy here, I'll answer questions in the chat. Anybody has any questions for me about recent events in the community, recent things I've been up to, anything else you want? Almost ready. Stand by. Okay, maybe I messed up the start time here because they thought I was starting at 3:30. Why he got censored? I don't know. I don't know about why. Does anybody know anything about that? Why Dell got censored a while ago? Had to get laid in a jar? Man, all you need is a head. All you need is a head, trust me. Sorry, I'm just emailing this guy. He thought we were starting a half hour from now. So I'm just going to send him a message and then we'll chat about about whatever in the meantime. For talking total bullshit. He lied. Well, lying can't get you banned. I mean, or censored. If that were true, Flat Earth wouldn't exist. Hey, Kevin, would you agree that we should stop giving attention to Flat Earth and turn our energies at things more worthwhile? Yes and no. I believe we should turn our energies to things more worthwhile, but I think it's okay to keep going with Flat Earth. There's Punchy. Hey, Punchy. Oh, shit. You can't hear me. Hang on.
Hey, how's it going? Nope.
There we go. Had to turn my mic on. How's it going, man?
Oh, not too bad. Just hanging out, another freaking cold day. It's always cold out. Yeah. Winnipeg. Yeah. No. Well, then again, let's ask Dick, because he said he's spread, he's by some water. Said it pretty warm from what I hear. Yeah.
I thought if I turned... Okay, there we go. I thought if I turned off... I didn't think I needed my mic audio on in Streamlabs and in the meets. I figured it'd be fine having it in one or the other, but apparently not. All right, now we're back.
All right, we're good? We're good?
Should be. Waiting for the chat to get caught up, although there's like... I put it on the lowest latency possible. Better. There we go.
All
right,
lovely.
we're all set.
Just lovely.
So what's new in your world, Punchy?
Oh, sweet fuck all. Just working nights this month, which is great, but it really messes up my sleep schedule, so.
Yeah, that's rough in winter. Like, the few times you're going to be able to see the sun this time of year, you're going to be working, or you're going to be asleep rather.
Yeah, pretty much. But like I said, for my job, I actually prefer nights. It's just relaxing. I find it so. And right now it's so cold, and with the night shifts, I'm not outside as much, so I don't mind that.
Fair enough. Is there any? Is there supposed to be any flatards on the stream aside from Punchy? Punchy's not a flatard.
Oh, you didn't see the MC Tunes channel on Tuesday then? Said you didn't see MC Tunes channel on Tuesday then?
No.
I pretended to be a flat earther, and Vishante, who's on here in the side chat as well, pretended to be a concave earther, and we had a little debate that went on for like an hour and a half.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that then. That was MC Tunes channel?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
The latest video. It was pretty good.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Mr. President 99, who's Punchy? Could somebody enlighten me? Punchy, who are you?
Just some Canadian.
Yeah, pretty much the same as me.
Yep. We're just a couple of Canadians just A-ing it up, you know.
Yeah, we're here to, you know, talk about stupid. That's what we do. This is Sorry?
Oh, I said, and to make everyone else feel better about where they live.
Yes. Except Norway. I think I'll take here over Norway.
Yeah, fuck Norway.
In terms of weather, man, that, like, it makes sense that all of the, like, miserable doom metal bands come out of Norway, because what else are you going to do in the dead of winter?
Yeah, well, is it bad up in Norway? Because I thought they got, like, because they're by the water, just like Sweden, Finland, and Sweden's not that bad. I mean, like, it's gloomy, but it's not, like, cold.
Well,
from what I've heard.
I don't know, like, where's Mayhem from? I'm pretty sure they're from Norway.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the story of Mayhem?
No.
Oh, man. Yes, they're from Oslo. So they're like a Norwegian black metal band. And their original lead singer had some very serious mental issues. He had a lot of depression and suicidal thoughts. And he ended up actually killing himself while they were recording an album at this cabin in the middle of the nowhere. And the guitarist found his body and went and rearranged a couple things and took some pictures, and they used it for an album cover, and he apparently took bits of his brain and sold it to people as necklaces. It's like, how much more metal can your life be?
You literally can't get any more metal than that. That's like something you'd like. That's a storyline from Metalocalypse right there.
Yeah, it really is. Shit, 1 second. I think we may have our guest coming. 10 minutes. Okay, he said 10 minutes.
Alright.
This is the worst thing ever, because I have to have the meets open on my phone so that I can let people in with the Shills account. But I can't turn off the sound to it, so I have a very quiet echo.
Oh, okay, yeah. So wait, if you turn the sound off, will your phone just shut the screen off after a while, or?
Even with the screen off, it's still. I can't turn the volume down all the way. Like, okay, you know what I might do?
Just start saying funny words like boob, moist.
Well, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch accounts for 1 second.
All right.
Punchy, entertain the crowd for 1 moment, if you would.
Okay.
Alright, never mind, I screwed that up.
Alright.
But if the phone's far enough away from me here, if it's over on my bed there, I don't think the mic picks it up, so I'll just, put it where I can barely hear it, and then eventually, once our buddy joins here and I let him in, I can drop the Shills account and it won't be a problem.
Oh, Factard just said no dad jokes, please. Well, you know what, Factard? To hell with you. Let's see. Hey, Kevin.
Yep.
See, you know when geese fly, they always was flying a V shape, right?
Yeah.
Well, and so when they do that, one side's always longer than the other.
Yeah,
Do
it
you know
is.
why that is?
I don't know.
Because there are more geese on that side.
Oh. I fucking love that joke.
I know.
Oh, that's great.
It was funny because whenever we do the poker night on Sunday, they're like, whenever I find a super lame joke, you can always hear me giggling before and as I'm telling it. You know it's gonna be fucking bad when.
Oh, Trippin' Fool, man, you must be new. I've done a reveal. I've done a few reveals. My face is not a mystery. It's just not shown all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen your face before. I need it for one of your subscriber specials and.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, where's Trippin' Fool? What did that Trippin' Fool say?
Do a beaver joke for Max Canuck. I mean, there's nothing better than running around looking for some fresh beaver tail.
A wet, sticky beaver.
Wet shaved beaver.
Ooh, one sec. Let's find some corny beaver jokes.
Are you gonna Google some?
No, I know them off the top of my head, of course. I've never just Googled jokes.
Hey, 69 viewers.
Hey.
Oh, the two people left and screwed it up.
Why would they do that?
Oh boy. Well.
So I just watched a documentary about beavers. It was the best damn show I've ever seen.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, that's what you get when you invite me on to a live stream.
Well, yeah, I should have invited Brainy Beaver so we can talk about like incest and genocide.
Yeah. Hey.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Definitely. How's it going?
What's going on? It's Johnny from Montclair, New Jersey.
How's it going, Johnny?
It's going. Very excited to be here. It's my first ever YouTube thing.
Awesome. It's great to see you. People can't see it in the live stream, but I see you have a NASA mug beside you, and that is awesome.
I want shrills and people going out of their minds. Just so that the audience knows, I totally trust these guys. There's not one liar in NASA.
Bam. Mug drop.
That's it.
So
I'm trying to get this because the distance. I've got a whole thing happening here. I don't know if you can see that. The Punisher logo, the Punisher shirt, Punisher hat.
Starting to notice a theme.
There's a theme. Overwhelming firepower. Volleyed towards the flattards.
Nice.
From the globe heads, which I find absolutely degrading, but that's who they are, right?
Yeah.
While we're going through this, I'm trying to link my Bluetooth so I can hear you better.
All right. And I'm trying to capture your webcam in my browser here so that people can see it on the stream. I'm doing great, thanks. It's been a hell of a year. I've just gotten over. Like, I started this channel in November of 2018. So it's been just over a year. Oh, Punchy, you didn't have to leave, bro. But it's been an amazing year, like discovering this community and figuring out. There's in a way I have to thank Flat Earthers because I've learned so much about the real universe because of them. You know. And you contacted me a while ago via email, and you seemed very passionate about it. Like you did not care whatsoever for Flat Earth, and you wanted to get some of that out. So I got a question for you. How did you first come across it?
Well, I had an art studio in Paterson, New Jersey, and this was in my recovery phase. We've already discussed how I was in recovery, years and years of alcoholism. One thing I want you and your audience to know is I'm as honest as you're going to find anybody. I hold nothing back. I'm in recovery. I'm an alcoholic. I've been recovering for years. I've made a 180-degree turn from. I've been through I was almost killed.
Wow.
Just an insane life because of the bottle, but for the grace of God, there go I. And I'm just, please, for those who are going to get triggered by a religious reference, shut that down. I'm not going there. I'm just saying, but for the grace of God, it's one of those sayings. There go I, because I know how fickle our audience can be, especially the flat-tards. And
Yes.
yeah, you're right.
It's difficult to be a religious person in this community. I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it's not even. You know what? I don't wear my Christianity on my sleeve. I'm not a proselyte. I'm not even apologetic. And most times, if you want to get into a discussion on religion and you want to talk about God, I'll give you a little history of the gospel, but I'll tend to want to do it one-on-one. It's a really bad idea to do politics and religion in mass or in a group setting, because everybody has their own ideas and everybody wants to shout over each other. And that's not the kind of person I am. I believe in terms of faith, that's something we discuss one-on-one. I mean, if I get a flat card that says 200 verses in the Bible claim that there's a flat earth, then I'll say, okay, show me. I've got a very heavy Bible that I can either throw at them, or they can tell me where it says that, and I can say, okay, well, you're wrong. It doesn't say that. But that's the extent of my religious discussion.
Okay.
I don't. There's no way I'm gonna you know what? I'm all over the place. Let's go back to the recovery. Let's stay on focus. My wife tells me to always stay on focus, and I'm sure at some point we'll come across that bridge.
Sure.
And we'll go over that. We'll cross the bridge when we come to it. But in terms of I was in Patterson. See, I have to stay on topic. I'm all over the place sometimes.
No worries. I know how it is.
Yeah, well, in Patterson, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Be very patient. I'm excited. Number one, I'm excited to talk to you. I've watched your videos. I find them phenomenal. I love the Star Trek, the whole the head in the bubble. Or it's great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No, it's brilliant. I get it. It's totally brilliant. And the fact that you're a novelist. I've got some books too that I want to, and at some point, I'd like to
advertise them a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a book that I want to talk that not only my life, but a symposium of stories about drug addiction and alcohol addiction. It's called Cracked. It's got a picture of a cracked egg on a table.
Okay.
My saying is, you're a cracked egg. Once you're addicted or an alcoholic, or once you have that isms and it's taken over your life to such a degree that it's ruined you, and you practically have to drag yourself out of that hole. And then every time, every corner, every turn in the bed, every waking moment, you have to pay attention to yourself, and you have to constantly remind yourself that you're in recovery and that you can't just have one, and that you can't drink. That's it. The first one, you can't do it. So, but even though you're a cracked egg, you can still make omelets, and that's my point with the book.
All right. I like that. I just want to let you know, I don't know if you can see the stream right now, but there's a lot of people giving you some props for your recovery.
Oh, hey, listen, I'm not the only one. I'm the more handsome one. I'm the one that makes this look great. But outside of that, I think we're all of us alcoholics, all of us drug addicts, anybody who has an addiction, whether it's eating too much cake, gambling, whatever that ism is, there is hope. There is a way out, And there's plenty of people willing to throw you a shovel. In fact, I won't throw you I'll throw you a shovel, and I'll buy a backhoe at the same time, and we'll get out of that hole at the same, together. It's the way I like to see it. It's a horrible, horrible battle to be in. It's a lot of suffering, and it's just a lot of pain, when you're going through recovery, and when you're in addiction.
And then, meanwhile, while you're going through that tough recovery, you're investigating silliness like flat Earth and making it worse.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious me. Yes. Well, again, the story. I was in the throes of recovery, and my wife was my crutch, and she was my backup, and she was a soldier. I gotta tell you, my wife trooped it out with me. She was my if I was a colonel, she was my lieutenant. my captain, my sergeant, she did not have to stick around, and she trooped it out with me, and she helped a lot. There's a lot to be said about family, but more than that, there's a lot to be said about people support. A lot to be said about a support network. She didn't have to deal with that. Yeah, it's just so all the props to her. She's a wonderful woman, and I would not trade her for all the sphere planets in the universe. So I was in Patterson. I had an art studio because I do art as well as write. But I came across this while I was during a hangover, and I didn't know what I was necessarily looking at, and then I found myself glued to it. I was fascinated by the idea that somebody would think that the Earth is flat. And in the beginning, they presented a good case. I mean, in terms of show lights and camera, and the stage was done well. They dressed up the stage. They had
it's
on
nicely
the right
dressed. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
it was well directed in the beginning. But like any really bad Broadway show that does its best to dress up the actors, a bad play is a bad play. And over time, your audience and the public at large is going to recognize it for the bad play that it is. In fact, the emperor has no clothes. And that's what it's come down to. But it's in my mind, flat earthers are a lot more dangerous than we actually think they are, because flat earth is a step-off point to anti-vaccines and all the other things that come with this conspiracy mentality. And let me say this, Kevin. I'm a nobody. I'm bred in Brooklyn.
We're all nobodies. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, and I'm not a scientist. When I listen to Red's Rhetoric, hey, Reds, you are the man.
Right? Reds is great.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's insane, and I love his language. And let me tell you, SpaceX freaking rules. I have no idea how they do what they do, but SpaceX rules. We are definitely planet hopping in the future, and it's great. And I like Red's Rhetoric for the way he does what he does to these imbeciles, and he does it well.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, it's just so the last one. It's been what, 4 or 5 years since they've been catapulted into this.
Yeah, the new age of it kind of started 2014, 2015, right?
Something like that. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, and you start out with things like Eric Dubé's 200 Proofs, right? Like that's the thing a lot of people saw early.
I think at number 10, I signed off, and I couldn't take it. I'm not good. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is 2018. This is the 21st century. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, and we certainly are not taking everything that mankind has done as a collective. And I hate that word because I'm a capitalist at heart. But in this venue, as a whole, mankind collectively, we've done one thing well, and that's make it to the stars. Or we seem to be able or predisposed to do that well. It seems to bring us together. And I am not going to allow a handful of drug addicts, possible mentally incapacitated individuals, or drama queens take all that hard work that the United States, Russia, and all their scientists, their families who have to sit by and watch their husbands and their wives, while their children are growing, do everything that they can to bring humanity to a point where we can collectively say, victory. Sort of like World War II. I almost expect them to say that never happened. I've had it with this idea that number one, we don't have the wherewithal or the intelligence, to put a satellite there. No, we need to put a hunk of metal with a camera via balloons. I mean, like, really, are you kidding me?
Right.
So,
It is very insulting to all the people who do that hard work in astrophysics and engineering to say, no, that's not possible. And it's like, you don't even know what I do for a living. You couldn't begin to understand the math.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can hear the passion in your voice, too. I think we're on the same page. I mean, enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, not pet peeve, but one thing that really bugged me was when was it Anthony Riley, the one who lives in his car with the beard?
Nathan Thompson.
Nathan Thompson. Here we go. I need a cigarette for this. Wow.
Well, while you're lighting that, really quickly, I had a 10 euro super chat from Yaroon who said, "Sorry, I use ad blockers, so I'll contribute this way. Greeting from the Netherlands." I appreciate that. Don't feel bad about using ad blocker. It's
hey, shout out to the Netherlands, man. They've got some great Netflix shows coming out of the Netherlands in that general area. Love it. Netflix, if you want us to plug something, you got to pay. Anyway, so yeah, continue, please.
Well, actually, there was another super chat. I'll get through that really quick as well. I think it's going to pop up on screen any second. Mistake not for £2.99 pounds, I think. Our time zones means I never see you on Elite. Oh, that sucks. Okay. We'll have to actually coordinate then and find a time we can get together and play, because if you're constantly asleep while I'm playing and vice versa, then that's not going to work. We'll have to figure it out. Yeah. So I don't know. To go back to, I mean, where were we? That it's ridiculous that we're at this point in 2020 that we need to confirm the Earth is a ball.
Yeah, and the thing about what's equally insulting, and we'll get to Mustache Man. I don't even want to, because I say his name and I give him plugs. I don't even want that for them anymore. They've had their time.
That's fair.
They need to go the way of the horse and buggy. They need to go the way of the buckler and shield. I'm a firm believer in the blitzkrieg, and for those who are getting triggered by that word, I am not advocating fascist Germany. The word blitzkrieg means lightning storm, and I believe in superior firepower and overwhelming forces. And I think it's come to that time where this is what has to happen to these people. Because again, it's crossing that line. I'm an emergency medical technician. Okay. I spend on a daily. I do my best to treat people, treat wounds. I'm an industrial medic, first aid medic, if you will. And without the technology and without the medications that are afforded to the patient, because I'm a patient advocate, we have a problem on our hands. And these medications work. Vaccines work. This is not some conspiracy to try and, eradicate. I mean, what sense would it make for a company to kill its customers? It makes no sense. So that line that these conspiracy theorists tend to cross, imagine them having power. Imagine them somehow getting voted into office. I mean, it's unacceptable. And it's time to confront it for what it is.
Absolutely. That's really well said. Like, with the example of you being an EMT, like, if you, say, needed to treat an anti-vaxxer who'd been in a car accident or got shot or something, do you think they're going to say no to all of the modern medicine because they're anti-vax?
No, I don't think so. No.
They're not going to let themselves die because they think one piece of medication is bad, which tells you they're dishonest at heart.
Well, not only that, but they're willing to let us die. See, they won't. They're like, and again, I'm not advocating any one particular, but I do pay attention to what people say. They're like the gun, the people that advocate no guns for anybody. Particularly, I'm talking politicians now. I can't stand them, and I'll do everything in my power to make fun of them, and we'll have a good laugh in any party. But no guns except for me. So same thing with the anti-vaxxers. No, nobody should get vaccines except for me. So what you're actually saying is, number one, you're better than everybody, and you're willing to let other people die except for yourself. And that speaks. It's more than being obtuse. It's sanctimonious. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's selfish. It's selfish. Is what it is.
Well said. Well, that's honestly, that's what I think a lot of what these conspiracies are is, I'm special. I need to feel special. I need to have this special knowledge that nobody else has. And it comes down to not being able to accept that you're a significant part of a significant machine, but individually you're not much.
Well, even that, and you know, I tend to think outside the box. So what if you are insignificant in the universe? You should be significant enough to yourself to get a job, make some money, and build. See, the West, with all its problems and with all its, you know, isms and idiosyncrasies, you still have an opportunity. You know, 150 years ago, we were still looking at cultures that had to work for a landlord or a governor. Or, I mean, today I can come out of poverty. I can buy a car. I can have an apartment. I can fill my refrigerator, and that is, for all intents and purposes, that is my castle. I can build my own piece of the pie or the planet, and I don't, you know, I don't need to I'm losing my train of thought because I'm looking at my cat here. My cat, I guarantee you she will come into the picture at some point, and I'll introduce her to everybody. But this idea, you know, who cares? So what? Okay, let's just say that we're a small, insignificant part of the universe. What's that got to do with anything? Make yourself a significant part of the universe. Make yourself a significant part to yourself. Don't drag me down because you don't feel significant enough.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of been my mindset. Is like, philosophically, I'm an existentialist, which means I don't think there is an established purpose to the universe. So that means I get to make my own. I get to decide what my purpose in the universe is, and that shouldn't be a depressing thought. It should encourage you. And on that note, another super chat from NA, $6.66. Hail Sagan. I love what you and everyone else in this community do.
Thank you. I don't know if he's saying thank you to me or you know, or I should. I'm new to this, so am I supposed to say thank you, or that sounds about right?
Well, we both say thank you. I think it's for the stream. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate, and we appreciate the support.
Absolutely.
The existentialism thing, you know, some, like, I would imagine that some of these flat earthers, and I'm gonna have some shrills out there, you know, these so-called flat earth Christians, and when you say something like that, they're like, oh, but you know, how dare you say that? You're denying God, you're denying a higher power. Well, from one Christian to an existentialist, I mean, to them, who cares? Like, really, you know, my job, with whatever I believe, my job is not to shove what I believe down your throat. Like, who am I? Under whose authority do I have? And this is another thing that gets to me about them. They have this authoritative idea of themselves. Like, you do what I say, or you're wrong no matter what. Or you know, you just wait until I get the power. That finger in your face type of mentality, because we don't believe, or someone doesn't believe what they believe. You know, that's nonsense.
Yeah, that's I think a good example of that is the way they look at NASA. Like, why can't NASA do this? Why can't NASA do that? And it's like, because NASA doesn't owe you anything, because that's not NASA's job. Their job isn't to please or satisfy flat earthers.
Yeah, I mean, the audacity. In fact, you know what? Just so that we're clear, NASA, the taxes that pay for your salaries, I hope they increase it. I think you don't get paid enough. Please, more money to NASA.
Fair enough. I see. I'm Canadian, so I don't know for sure, but I would approve more funding for NASA, because currently it's 0.49% of the federal budget, while foreign aid gets 1.1. Like, yeah. even foreign aid, which deserves more, is getting twice the amount that NASA is.
Yeah, it's. I mean, and I'm wondering if they. I just stuttered there. I'm wondering if they actually see. That's the other thing. I don't think. There's no way they could possibly. They say they do the research. I mean, their research. What is their research? YouTube videos. No offense, YouTube. Don't block us. don't do it. What I'm saying is this. There's more than enough information. I mean, you could get in your car and visit the NASA sites, and you could see the people parked outside of NASA. I mean, those people don't work for free. the proof where the money is going isn't hidden. I mean,
No.
no.
I did a video about that where I broke down half of where their budget goes to, and it's all public knowledge.
Hey, Ted Kennedy, just give me a minute. I just noticed that I'm low on battery, and I don't know why. Give me 1 second. I need to check that.
Sure.
Give me one.
No worries. Let me pull up the live chat here because I think I may have missed something.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, it was the last one. We're good.
Howard's back. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. About their research. Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, what research do flat earthers do? It's all flat Earth videos. They don't like people who want to believe in flat Earth aren't watching my videos or Red's videos or Team Skeptics videos, right? Like, they're doing the research that finds what they want to see.
Well, it's that whole groupthink, not groupthink, that's wrong. It's that, if you will, it's that fascist mentality, you know, tell yourself a lie, tell the lie, you know what I mean? Like, they don't go outside their frame of reference, because if they did, then they would be wrong, and then they would have to think a different way, and they would have to admit that they were wrong, and they would have to actually go out there and do something.
Right. Yeah, and you're absolutely right that is groupthink, because like the key part of the definition of groupthink is you don't go outside the established narrative and ask any other question. You stick to what you're told to stick to.
Yeah, commanded to stick with. Yeah, it's more like
Mm-hmm.
And that's dangerous thought. I remember seeing, I don't remember his name, but there was some guy driving in his car doing a flat Earth video, and he said that there should be a law that has people arrested for harassing flat Earthers. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I was like, well, wow, like, how dare you? But yeah. I can almost guarantee you that if they had some sort of power, that they wouldn't hesitate to use it to their own benefit against those that disagreed with them. And I would never stand for that.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, the little power they do have, they use in that way, right? They'll false flag people's videos all the time while claiming that YouTube is censoring them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable what they, I wanted to bring, that reminds me. What's his name again? Nathan Thompson?
Nathan
right?
Thompson, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because I want him and his friends. I want everybody to know where I'm coming from. He had the audacity to walk up to a Nassau employee in a Starbucks coffee shop. Starbucks, I want my cut, and harass this person and say, "You hate Americans." Like, and then to top that off, he says that he's being kicked out because he was preaching flat Earth, or to that, I'm paraphrasing probably. I probably got it wrong a little bit. So Nathan Thomas, have your heart attack. You know, throw your hissy fit that I didn't tell you the right thing. I don't care.
Go spoon your dog, and then you'll feel fine.
Yeah, go shave in your car, please. Yeah. Enjoy your Netflix in the back seat of your house. Please.
That was good.
I have a flat screen TV. You have a phone. I get it. Trust me, I get it. So Nathan, I want you to try that in Bed-Stuy. We're on the same page, Nathan? Go to Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Go to a Dunkin' Donuts coffee shop and tell the first person that you see, particularly maybe a New York City police officer, if you will, off duty, that he hates Americans because he doesn't believe, or she doesn't believe in flat Earth. See, that's another thing they do. They pick and choose their battles very carefully. They are extremely, what's the word, when you pick something very specifically. They're very careful with where they go, who they talk to, and what they do. That's not a misers with money, but what do you call a person that does that?
Cherry picking?
No, shady. Cherry picking is when you take something from something else and try to make a point with it and not look at the whole context.
Yeah.
What they do is shady, and it's that little it's that little troll in the corner that just, looks at the right moment to sort of like pick you with a toothpick. Gotcha. You can't do nothing about it.
Oh, fuck off. So someone in the chat, for one person said discriminating. That's right. And then the person right below them said Jewish. Fuck off with you.
Oh, come on. Let's go there.
Do we want to go into the international Jewish conspiracy and how ridiculous it is?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I did a video about it, right? I did a video about Eric Dubay and yeah, this idea that all Jews around the world are coordinating a conspiracy is ridiculous. Because apply it to any other race, Imagine saying all white people are doing that. Imagine saying all black people are doing that. It's ridiculous.
They're easy targets. Again, it goes to my premise. They will never pick the tough targets. They will never, face you head on. I mean, the Jewish conspiracy. Look, let's just say, for all intents and purposes, let's just say the Jews run the world. Fine. What does that have to do with anything?
That's a good point. I gave that to 33 UC in my debate with him. I said, here's the thing. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, all news stories are fake. Everything with a 33 in it is fake. All these tragedies are fake. Fine. How's the Earth flat? And he couldn't tell me.
Yeah, that's just it. The flat Earth. You know what I think? The flat Earth allows them. Something with shock and awe. When you hit somebody hard, they're stunned for a moment. And so what they do is they try to hit you hard with an outlandish idea, and then while you're like thinking, they come in with the other stuff. It's a very sneaky way to come in with your anti-Semitism and your racism, because I have no doubt in my mind that I'd say a big portion of the flat-tards hold a lot of views that are disgusting.
Well, I mean, I didn't expect Hip Hop Hippie to be a Holocaust denier, and that ended up being why I kicked him off of my stream. And a lot of them, for instance, have a real gripe with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and if you ask them enough questions, it'll come out that it's because he's black, and it's very weird.
I mean, we've come to a point. I mean, all I can say, really, I mean, we're 21st century. The United States has had a black president. Women are staffed to the hilt with secretaries of state. Another trigger. I said secretary. But there's women have come, and that's not to say that women can't go further. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you look at things and compare them to, say, 500 years ago, or even 150 years ago, you have to be absolutely. You're blind. You're blind. You're. And sometimes I think it's just a mental disease. This guy, and I'm not a psychiatrist, but what else do you call it? When you don't accept the fact that we've come as far as we've come as a species.
Well, yeah, and that's a good question, really, because that's something I was doing on Twitter recently. I was asking people if my series Flat Earth, the Mental Illness, goes too far by calling it a mental illness. And it seems the discussion, it kind of boiled down to some of them may be genuinely delusional. Some of them are pose. Some of them are doing it for money, and we do have to accept that. We have to take that portion into consideration. And there are some that may simply have a learning disorder. Like with Flat Earthers specifically, some of them may just not have the best grasp of spatial awareness or size and scale, things like that, and that causes them to fall into the trap of believing Flat Earth logic. And that they're not mentally ill, but they do probably have some sort of disability that's causing them to think this is a good idea, you know?
No, I totally. I saw all. You're up to 11 now, right? With the the mental illness thing. I think you did 11.
Yeah.
So and that last one was amazing. I like the whole thing with the guy with the two discs in his eyes. Awesome. It speaks to just what just what they are becoming. They are the boogeyman. They are becoming the boogeyman. But I think it boils down to a few things as well as that. I think they're lonely.
Yeah, definitely.
They're lonely, and they feel, we've said this before, they feel very insignificant. and I think there's some things in the past that they haven't dealt with. I think a lot of them do drugs. Period. I think there's an and I don't know who. I'm not pinpointing anybody. I'm just saying that
you're here's the thing. I subscribe to the non sequitur point of view. Opinions are sacred, and that's what you're doing right now. You're expressing opinions. You're saying I'm not qualified in this, but this is what I think.
Yeah. Well, as far as with that, I see parallels in a person recovering and the pre-recovery part of a person's addiction or alcoholism. I see, and I don't know if I'm explaining, again, I'm not a doctor, but I see some aspects of their behavior that lead me to believe, like, wow, I mean, are you in recovery, or are you in the midst of your ism, or
that was one of the first things I noticed. Really, was the first thing I noticed was how paranoid they are, and I was like, that seems indicative of something. Like you have an issue with trust and things like that, because you're really paranoid. Sorry, really quickly before we move on, Mr. President 99 for €5. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Nathan doesn't have a house, or so. Wait, Nathan doesn't have a house, or so he lives at. Man, Mr. President, I think you're gonna have to correct that in the chat, because I don't know what you were going for there. Mr. President's German is not his fault. And Eric here for $10. I didn't see a message though. Was there one of those little emojis or something? No, it was just a $10 donation. Thank you very much, Eric. I really appreciate that.
So I'm assuming we're pulling in some good feedback. We're getting some good vibes here.
Seems people are enjoying this. Seems people are enjoying the back and forth. Also, Team Skeptic's in the chat. Hey, Team Skeptic.
Hey, Team Skeptic. Hey, the Lego guy.
Yeah.
The Lego guy. Team Skeptic. Can I please say it? Am I allowed to say it? Can I say it?
Do it.
You're a fucking idiot.
Ding.
I love it. Ding. Team Skeptic is off the hook. I love Team Skeptic. He makes a lot of sense, and he's entertaining. Was he the one that had that funny dance blob thing in the corner? At one point?
The sex dance.
Yeah, that was amazing. I loved it. That was great. How you doing, Team Skeptic? Johnny Punisher from Montclair, New Jersey, originally from Brooklyn. Me and my cat. The cat, he's cleaning himself right now, herself. Living la vida loca. Look at her.
Oh, to be a cat or a dog, right? It'd be the best.
Well, to be a dog is, I don't know. I used to think that if any other animal, well, first of all, if I was going to come back as an animal, it would be a bald eagle. I like the idea of like dropping. First of all, I like the idea of having sex at 30,000 feet in free fall.
The Mile High Club, yeah.
Yeah, and secondly, the idea of hunting for food by swooping in on it at like terminal velocity, and then having these talons that can rip into goat's flesh. And for the people out there who are PETA members, I apologize. Don't get crazy. It's just I'm painting a picture. I'm not sinking claws into goats. It's not what I'm saying there. Cover our bases, right, Dead Kennedy?
Yeah. Oh, and Team Skeptic said something that you might find interesting. He's debating Nathan Thompson face-to-face in Dallas this Friday. As in, I assume that means, Team, I assume that means you're going to be physically in the same room. That's interesting.
Wow. Bring a crash cart.
And also Taddy Bogle. Taddy, man, how you doing? Thanks, man. Taddy's our producer on the shills. He donated £5. I think that's pounds. Need to bugger off for a bit again in the kitchen cooking dinner. Please speak louder so I can still hear you. Okay, we'll do our best, Taddy.
We will try. Am I coming in 5x5? I mean, I have my Bluetooth earpiece. You're about a good 2 feet away, because I haven't got a webcam yet, because I'm spending money on like Punisher t-shirts and stuff. So as soon as I get a chance to get a really good webcam and a good mic, but my mic should be working, but I don't know why. My producer, my wife, she figured on getting the hell out of Dodge and is probably doing her nails, and God bless her, I love her. So she wants no part of this. I don't blame her. What sane person would? So it's just me and the cat. But she's gotta teach me how to use this Apple computer a little bit better. Where were we? Flat Earth.
Shit. Yeah, where were we?
Oh,
lost.
no, okay.
Go ahead.
So we were on the mental illness part and the recovery part, and how some of them seem like they're either on drugs or coming off of drugs. And I just want to say that we're not pinpointing it. I'm not pinpointing. I want to speak for myself. I'm not saying any one of the flat tards, because I would never. As much as I hate their belief, I don't hate them as an individual. In fact, I feel for them. I kind of like. I feel sorry for them, and some of them might take that the wrong way, but I mean, but outside of that, outside of their belief system being skewed, it's the belief system and the actions behind their belief systems that put me on offense. That's it. I'm not going to waste my time defending something that mankind has spent thousands of years to get us where we are now. And
very well said.
Yeah.
And we were talking before about like the shady behavior, right? Like picking and choosing, and I think a really great example of that is there's a video by ODD TV. I don't know if you've seen that guy. He's awful.
Oh yeah.
He's deliberately dishonest. That's my problem with him, because he was talking about the Orion program, NASA's Orion program, and
is that the new one? The one that we're going to go back to the moon or the Mars program?
That's Artemis is the moon mission. Orion is might be involved in Artemis. It's basically just a craft to get us past low Earth orbit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, yeah. So we're on the same page. It's the white, nice looking white home thing that I would love to have in my living room, and my wife would divorce me.
I think so, yeah. But so he was showing a video about Orion, and a NASA guy was explaining that they need to deal with the problem of the Van Allen belts. And he goes, there's a lot of dangerous radiation in the Van Allen belts, and we need to figure out how to properly shield our equipment if we're going to send people through this region of space. And then it cuts back to ODD, and he's saying, but we did it but we did it in the 60s. Why can't we do it now? That doesn't make any sense. And he leaves out, I found the original video, he leaves out the part where directly after that, the NASA guy is saying, the reason the Van Allen belts are a problem this time, and they weren't during Apollo, is because Apollo's really primitive computers had no problem with the radiation. Modern computers weren't built with passing through radiation belts in mind. So we need to figure that out.
And that is the first thing that crossed my mind because I've seen that where he's done that, where he cherry picked that particular, like they cherry picked the guy saying it's Photoshop because it has to be, and again taking things out of context. We know what the hell he means. I mean, Give me a but. In this case, what were we using back then? We were using cathode rays and like tubes and like heavy wires. We're using intricate. We're almost at the point where we're biologically building our laptops and computers. I mean, we're at that point.
Yeah, we're like on the precipice, of like incredible AI supercomputers and crazy shit like that. And in the 60s, we were using analog computers.
Those stand radiation. I mean, of course they could. They were made out of like hard metals, and I mean, fun.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
I gotta read this one out. This is good. Logical Troglodyte donated $10. Thank you so much, Logical. I appreciate that. He said, I'm willing to loan my club to Team Skeptic in case Nathan gets out of hand during his debate. I don't know. Have you seen Logical? He's on the shows. His avatar is like a caveman. So
yes. He's got the thing over his shoulder and the caveman, the Flintstone fur thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's him.
I haven't really heard them. Excuse me. I haven't really heard them. I got a nice military cut going here. Thank you. So. Yeah, the whole space program and the cherry picking of what these NASA officials say, it's just it doesn't only insult the people that work for NASA, it insults us as taxpayers, as part of this amazing time period in human history. I mean, we are going places, we are seeing things in the universe that we couldn't fathom. but it's taken such hard work to get here. And again, for me, it's not just the people that work that have to put the time in. It's the families, it's the sons and daughters, the cats and dogs, the pets, the all these things that have to be sacrificed so that mankind can peer into Andromeda, so that we can negotiate the clouds of Orion, and we can peer into supernova, and we can calculate quasars, and at some point in our history put all that information together and have a Captain Kirk on the bridge of a spaceship telling his engineer that star to the left. That's where we want to go. But if we leave it up to the flattards, these non-believers, if you will, they'll have us revert back to Little House on the Prairie and trading chickens for cheese. I'm sorry, I'm not having it. I want my jetpack. I want my children to have a jetpack. I want flying cars. I want to surf some crazy spacesuit off the clouds of an exploding star as part of a show being beamed to Earth called space sports or something. I'm going off, but that's it. This is where I want mankind to go, and this is where we are going to go. And it's just I got a little crazy there. I'm sorry. I'll do that. I wish my wife was here to say, get down.
All good. No, actually, there was just a comment in the chat where someone was saying, "I really love this guy's passion." So it's all good. People are enjoying it.
All good. I won't dance around in green underwear, but I'll give you passion.
Yeah, you mentioned like that it's insulting to that it's insulting to the families of the people involved in this and everything. Like, I think a really good example of that would be the Challenger hoax idea, that Challenger never exploded.
Oh boy.
Or that nobody ever died, or whatever their theory is.
Well, that's not that they're still alive.
Right.
Remember that.
Yeah.
There's a group of people. Yeah. Okay. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. That one is incredibly insulting because you're willing to discard the lives of 7 people and their families because you saw a picture of some people who look sort of like those astronauts.
Sort of. Yeah.
Like it's not a lot to go on, and you're willing to disrespect so many people for that. That's it. Like, come on, you gotta think critically about these things. You gotta look into it before you make a decision that's going to potentially impact hundreds, if not thousands, of people's lives.
It also speaks to how they think about other people. I think they're willing to discount a death for their own agenda, and I have a problem with that. The Challenger thing, any loss of life in the space program is a significant black eye to the human race, no matter what country it's from. And we were all, a lot of us that are alive today, we all witnessed what we witnessed, and we felt what we felt, and the impact that it had on a nation as well as the world was deep seated, and it was heartfelt. And to discount the tears, the regret, to discount the families and their loss is absolutely disgusting. And how dare you, any of you who believe that this was some sort of hoax to do what, by the way, to do what they did, to say what they said, to black eye the families that had to suffer, and the country and the world that had to go through what it did is absolutely disgusting. And I have no time for any bullshit like that. Excuse the language, audience.
No, absolutely. Yeah. That's, I was just thinking, my uncle, I live with my uncle, and he's been alive long enough to have saw the Challenger disaster on TV, and that he wasn't that young, that he remembers it very clearly. He was down in the States at the time, and because of that, it was all over TV. And he was, he was sitting at the bar and just watching it all night long. And he described watching, like, they kept showing footage of, because Krista McAuliffe was the first, going to be the first teacher in space. All of her students were there and watching her. They all saw that launch, and it was filmed, and they show these children watching the launch, and then the shuttle blows up, and a substitute teacher or whoever is in charge of the kids, they're there. They say, "Oh, okay, kids, we need to go now." As the children slowly start to realize that their teacher is dead, and you're gonna say that's fake? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's the amorous behind that. The absolute. It's disgusting. This is the only way I could. I could. It's more than disgusting, but it's absolutely it's insanity. It's true insanity to want to promote an agenda off the backs of suffering like that.
Right.
It's unacceptable. Which leads me. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
There was a show. Thank you. There was a show, and if I butt in too much, or because my wife tells me sometimes I have to tone it down. Not only my wife, but my friends and my mother and my father, bring it down. So
no, you're all good here. I'm kind of playing host here and kind of letting you tell your story here. That's what I figured this would be. It's a good opportunity for someone else to speak, right?
Well, I love. You've got the perfect voice for this type of thing, by the way, and you've got the perfect imagination, and I get the sense that you're hungry, like I am, and we want to do something. We've got talents, like I can draw, I can paint, I can write my ass off, by the way, and I want to. When this is all over, please send me some links so I can purchase a book or two from you. I'd love to do that and read your books.
Absolutely, thank you.
But we're at this stage in our life. I gather from you too, that we want to do something more. We want to entertain. We want to get involved. We want to make a few bucks. We want to get involved in the debate. We want to get to know people, network, and at the same time make a few bucks, and that's great. So I get that feeling from you, and I have the same feeling. And for some reason, when I was watching your videos, and I heard some of your story, by the way, how you were struggling and you did construction and you're still struggling. And I don't mean to put you on Front Street like that.
No, that's all right. I put it in a video, man.
Yeah, there you go. And I know nothing about this venue simply because I'm too busy. I love what I do. I'm as an EMT, and I have a good life. There's some struggle, but I'm at the point now where I can take some time now and get more involved in this. I have a lot to learn. I've got to learn. I mean, the icons and the speak and all this stuff. I have to learn this stuff. So I just gravitated towards your videos. I gravitated towards your videos and what you were saying, and it touched me in a way, and I was like, well, you know what? I need to make contact with this guy. It was hard sending you that first letter because I really didn't know how to approach it, so I just let it all hang out and said, listen, I'm going to write what I need to write and just be honest. And lo and behold, you I guess you saw something in what I wrote, and you saw the humor in my style, and you saw something that you obviously identified with. So I think we're on the same page. I'd love for this to continue, and like I told you, it'd be great for you and I just to have like a man show or some sort of like I don't know, funny cat videos stringed in with like epic fails sewn in with furry cats and like all kinds of crazy stuff. And yeah, I think that's.
Well, yeah, for sure. I was actually thinking because we've got some of them in the chat here, guys. Shills, don't you think this would be a good person to have as a guest on the show? Don't you think we should bring him on the Shills for sure?
Absolutely.
And a couple people have been asking because there's some people who joined late. Would you be able to like share your name or your Google account or something in the chat for people so they know who you are?
Yeah, sure. Well, you know what? I didn't even really introduce myself, Dead Kennedy, and the audience. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I get so full of myself, and my brain goes before my mouth, and before you know it, I'm talking about and unicorns when we were just talking about shopping for bread at Walmart. I apologize.
No worries. No worries. Hi, Chash. Sorry.
Now, is the lighting good here? I can fix the lighting if it's getting a little too dark.
No, it looks good.
The round sun that is millions of miles away is beginning to set. So the Earth is going this way and the sun is going that way while we're moving around in the solar system. To you guys who are going nuts after what I just said. So that's why it's getting dark here. We are rotating at a particular angle that's allowing the sun to set and so on and so forth. I know there's people biting their nails right now, just wanting to get at me. Here I am. Yeah, a little bit about myself. My name is Johnny Arroyo. I was actually born on an American Army base in Germany. Third generation American. Bred in Brooklyn, New York. Holla at your boy. Woof woof. Whatever. I got no gang signs. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want my car keyed or nothing like that. I'm currently an emergency medical technician. I specialize in construction first aid. I'm basically a health and safety medical technician. So if a person gets hurt on the job site, I patch them up and send them on their way either to mommy or to the ER. I live in Montclair, New Jersey. Been here about 2 years. I am married to one of the best women on the planet. She is adorable, lovely. She's got passion. I have a cat named Felipe. Felipe. He's looking at me like I'm an idiot, as usual. My passion is writing. I used to draw graffiti. I used to tag on the walls in Brooklyn back in the 80s. I'm dating myself. I have my yeah, I'm old. Well, not that old. Yeah, I'm old. Pretty old. All the hair shaved off so you don't see the gray.
Logical troglodyte in the pardon me, in the chat is just gonna be flipping out right now. He's one of the older guys in the shills, and he's always going, "You fucking kids."
Yeah, you fucking kids. Yeah, I'm like him. I borrowed sugar from Moses, and I lent Noah my laptop. So yeah, definitely dating myself. I mean, Noah needed it to count the animals, but we won't go there. So I am a small business owner. I own. Am I allowed to do this? MTG.
Sure. If you want, yeah.
I'm the owner of MTG EMS LLC. I'm a quartermaster logistics specialist. I supply uniforms, first aid supplies, bulletproof vests, slings, holsters, and things like that to law enforcement, fire, search and rescue, EMT workers. I'm also open for business for anybody that wants a good pair of tactical pants or a really sweet looking pair of boots when you take your girl out on a date to a monster truck show for those down south. So I'm always open for business, and you can holler at me through MTG EMS LLC on Google, and we can talk about it, or Facebook me, I think, at MTG EMS LLC. If you can't find me, then holler at Kevin. Maybe Kevin, you can give them some information. Go for it.
Sure.
But I got to get you out a nice pair of boots for yourself. You tell me what size you are, and I'll send them out to you because you're such a cool guy.
Oh, man. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Of course. What else? I'm in recovery all my life. Spent a few years homeless because of my alcoholism. I've come a long way. I've struggled. I've suffered. I've got a step half brother, a lovely mom, a healthy dad, beautiful sister, and the rest of my family I tend not to want to get involved with. And that's basically it. My favorite color is black. My favorite animals, the American bald eagle. And that's it.
I predict right now there's going to be someone in the chat going, "Black isn't a color."
Yeah, okay.
It counts.
It counts. I love it.
And I'm gonna catch up with some chat interaction here. One of these you're really gonna like to hear. We had a super chat from John Ratt for Australian Fives. Thanks so much, John. You're the best, man. You're always there. He said, "Good morning, Kevin and everyone. I'm going to need a list of these idiots as I'm now selling shares in a harbor bridge and odd-looking opera house."
I don't even mean it, but I love it. I have no idea what he's talking about, but it sounded great. I put that on my T-shirt. The whole thing on my T-shirt. Thank you. I love it.
And Team Skeptic said, he said, "Tell him, as in you, I said he should start making YouTube content. Great voice and intelligent rhetoric. Great match."
Oh, I love the fact that he put the term rhetoric along with me. I love it. Nothing but rhetoric. I love it. I have a few bones to pick with. Here it comes, Aaron Ra. But I gotta tell you, I love what he did to Jaredism. I love it.
That was a bully fest. It was great.
Oh, I loved it. What did he say? You can't say that I didn't see, but I saw what I did. What I did saw. You can't say that I saw what I did. I didn't. All I know is that he was bitch smacking Jaredism. And Aaron Ra, from me to you, you don't know me from a hole in the wall or a bag of chips and onion dip. And we disagree on some points, and I hope we never ever have to discuss these points. As an individual, I find you intelligent, and I got to tell you, what you did to Jaredism, If I knew who you were, I would have bought you a Cadillac a year ago. You are freaking phenomenal, and it's awesome what you did to him. And by the way, what was it that you were drinking? It looks really good. I have to buy some for my wife.
Ooh,
That's it.
good question. And we did have another a super chat. Carrie Mack, 499 pounds, and she said, "For my bro," with a hugging emoji. Thank you, Carrie. Carrie's also one of the shells. She's great.
I love emoji hugs. They don't get me into trouble, and my wife has no problem with it.
Very well said.
All around, everybody gets hugs and emojis, no matter gender, sex, whatever. Everybody gets huggy emojis because I don't have to sleep on the couch, so we're good there.
Fair enough. So I'm thinking here. We're looking at streams. I'm going on for not too long. We're pushing an hour now. I'm thinking probably an hour and a half would be good. And then, like I said, I'll keep in contact with you. We'll have you on the show sometime, and I definitely think we should do some more collabs for sure. Aaron drinks craft beer. That's right.
Yeah, I'd love to collaborate with you on like there's three things I'm having float around in my head besides all the cobwebs and gold that are like in there. Like, I think we should collaborate on a book.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed you like sci-fi, so I'm thinking I have a book called The Lucifer Program, where thousands of years ago, an entity from an interdimensional, spatial, other type dimension came in and infiltrated mankind, and now he's in a supercomputer and running everything. And this one guy, a captain, and his sidekick, a lieutenant from the computer, department, find a glitch in this computer, and they trace it back to Area 51, and it's the Lucifer program, and it's running the world, and then everything.
That sounds great. You know what I have to say, because I've said this in videos before. While conspiracy theories, many of them are so ridiculous, they make for great sci-fi.
Oh, absolutely. I would sit down if a flat earther just wanted to sit down and throw up on me his entire brain. I would be there with pencil and paper, and I would turn it into a Netflix movie. And I would even cut him in on it. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, if he's gonna be nice enough to just say this is a cool story, then why not?
Why not? Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is I'd like to collaborate on an idea for a show, sort of like some sort of talk show, maybe once a week. Not current events. I'm thinking something entertaining, like maybe looking at the week's videos of politicians or cats or epic fails, or like maybe the Queen falling down the steps and maybe doing some noises behind it. I mean, I'm probably pissing some British. Please, I mean no harm to your Queen. I'm just saying it's funny to watch a Queen trip and fall and go, ooh, my
Well, wait, you know what? I know the general attitude of Brits towards the Queen here, so I'm going to say, how dare you conjure up the image of Her Majesty tumbling over down the stairs with her underwear showing to the whole public? How dare you make anyone picture exactly that in their mind right now?
Exactly. How dare I? The same thing if Trump was, and we're gonna get inundated. Here it comes. We're gonna make fun of Trump too if he falls, and that thing that makes him look like an exotic bird from Central America.
Oh yeah, when his hair gets caught in the wind, it's hilarious.
It's phenomenal. It makes for great visuals, and I would imagine it insults some exotic birds at the same time. Absolutely. And then the third thing I'm thinking is, and there's a market for this, and I won't speak too much on it because the market is big for this, but stories specifically written for individual pets and pet owners. There's something to that, and I think you and I should collaborate on that because I think there's a market for that, a very lucrative market. And I mean, like specifically, like somebody says, listen, we have, Spot the cat. Give him a character and write us a book, that kind of thing. So we'll talk about that at some point.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that idea. That That just gets the gears turning right there. But I was thinking here because I want to kind of bring it in a direction where we can wrap up the stream. I want to start a new topic, basically. Well, not a new topic, but along the topic of flat Earth. Where do we go from here, do you think? Because we've spent 5 years just beating them into the ground logically, and it's still here. Nobody cares anymore, but it's still here. So what do we do from here?
Well, there's a few things. The first thing I look. Give me a minute, because there's three things I want to answer that. The first thing is the gloves have to come off. We're not going to discuss, or no more discussion about our model. It's done. I don't want to hear. We all know what the spherical model is. There's enough evidence. What is your model? And if the minute they start, and it makes for poor, I guess, YouTube videos. But the minute they get into trying to prove their model by knocking our model down, cut them off. That's it. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Or laugh. That's it. The time for kids' gloves is off. Listen, asshole. What is your model? Stop it. We need to get tough with these people. We need to, or just let them talk. Because eventually what's going to happen is as they continue to talk, the true nature of what they are all about will come out. Who they really are will come out. They're going to ultimately destroy themselves. And when I get my first stratosphere flight ticket from Virgin Airlines,
oh man, that'd be amazing.
I can't wait. Or when I have my first what do you call it? My first Hyundai shipped to the moon on Alpha 1. Then I'll send them a postcard. But yeah, we need to start hitting them harder. Enough with the games. They continually lambaste us. They talk down to us. They make fun of us. They insult us. So I think what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and I think we need to collectively. I think we need to get together and Red's rhetoric and Aaron Ra and Team Skeptic, Fight the Flat Earth. Oh God, I love him.
That guy's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him in the beginning and he was like, "Arr!" And then he brought it out a little bit. I could tell. I hope to one day talk to him too because he's magnificent.
Oh yeah, he's a super cool guy. I've interacted with him. Had done a few streams with him a few times. He's great. Yeah. Incidentally, he and I started our channel in the exact same month.
Oh wow!
And we were talking about this, about how a whole bunch of channels popped up all around the same time. It was like the second wave of debunkers after Red's Rhetoric and Sly Sparkane and all the classics, all of that first generation. There was like another group of people who were like, you know what? This needs to keep going. More people need to say this. More people need to show how ridiculous this is. Yeah. So all these channels popped up.
And I think now that I think of it, I always think off the top of my head. Sometimes it seems a bit off, but I think actually, come to think about it, I think all the classic, the pioneers and I think we're starting to do that. I think we're starting to take no guff to coin a 1940s phrase. Take no guff. I think we're starting to hit back, and I think they're starting to feel it. What I propose, and I think this is important, what I propose is, look, they're in their camp and they think they know everything. Let's find out how much it costs for one or two people to go into outer space via the Russian space program. We all know that the Russians, if you pay them enough, will take you.
They'll put you in a Soyuz, totally.
So why don't we do this, flatards? Why don't we do this? Why don't you collectively come up with the money? Because you see, if you're right, you won't be in space. If you're wrong, we'll be doing a super chats while you're in space. So put your money where your mouth is, guys. Come up with the money. There's enough of you. I would say that maybe $100 per person, and you've got the money to take a launch, to take a space ride in a Soyuz, and show us. Put your money where your mouth is. Show us that the Earth is flat. Enough with the discussions. Enough with the chit chat. enough with the belittling and the badgering and the making fun of. Come up with the money like you did with the laser gyro. Come up with the money for a $20,000 piece of equipment. How about you come up with the money to take a ride in the Soyuz? Or better yet, how about one of those high flight MiGs? $35,000 and you can sit in a MiG and fly to the stratosphere. Prove us wrong that way. Enough with this paper tiger crap and your videos. You turn around and tell us our videos suck, but look at our videos because they don't. Who in the hell are you? Put your money where your mouth is. And at the same time, maybe we as a community who know that the earth is round, should come up with some sort of like, we'll maybe 1 and 1. We'll pay for one of our guys to go, and you pay for one of your guys to go. This way it's fair. And then we go up into space, and we see who's right and who's wrong, and we put this to bed once and for all. And maybe the next discussion over the next 5 years will be the hollow earth, and we'll take it from there. That's what I think we need to do.
Fair. That's excellent. Very well said.
The money's there. I'm sorry, Dead Kennedy. The money's there. We can come up. Look, we know for a fact that we can pay for a flight to the stratosphere. We can do it. And we all know what happens when you're passionate about an idea. You get enough people together. Look, if I had 1,000 people, I guarantee you I can come up with a product to sell to those 1,000 people for $20, and I can buy a Ferrari. But the point is, if you're that passionate about it, put your money where your mouth is. Sorry, I didn't mean to go long-winded like that.
Absolutely, no. It's very well said. And to kind of add to it, we had another super chat, Mr. Present 99. Thank you again, sir. €2. He said, the second we have a moon base, flat Earth is dead. And that he's bringing up a good point, which is flat earthers don't realize we're in a second space race right now. The second space race is happening right now, and this time it has 3 goals. Bring us back to the moon to stay, land us on Mars, and make commercial spaceflight viable.
Yeah.
And with those 3, flat Earth is dead.
Flat Earth is dead. But I don't want to wait till then. This is too much fun.
No, me neither.
I don't want to wait till then.
We got to keep beating them over the head while we're waiting for that to happen. It's like one hand you've got a club, and the other hand you're just watching a rocket launch.
Well, yeah, that's it. One is just beginning to find has just discovered fire, and they're making noises in a cave and drawing pictures to describe what fire is. This is what one camp is doing. The other one is taking fire and turning it into rocket fuel and traveling the cosmos. This is what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
And
it's like when they say a rocket can't work in space because rocket engines need oxygen. It's like the fuel has an oxidizer in it. That
exactly.
When you take a look at rocket engines, there's a little tube near the exhaust.
I'll never get over that one thing. And I know we're time, but when when Jeranism was going out of his mind because he thought the moon was moving as
it was a SpaceX satellite launch, and it was why does the moon stop for SpaceX satellites to be deployed?
Is it possible that the satellite is moving and it's about perspective? There goes that word, perspective. You're so big on perspective, Jeranism. Let's not talk about the hole and the 17 feet and you looking at the camera dumbfounded. What the fuck? No, let's not talk about that because that can't be right. It's your own experiment, asswipe. But no, we can't go there. I'm very passionate about that because these people piss me off. I'm sure he's a nice guy, and I'm sure on Halloween I can get an extra handful of candy. But when it comes to this stuff, no. Game is up. It's time to put up or shut up, guys. Sorry about that.
Stephen Crook, why is he shouting? Because he's passionate, damn it.
Yes, I'm sorry for shouting.
No.
Just so that you know, my Bluetooth is not working, so and my computer screen is about 3 feet away. So I think I have to shout when I probably don't because Apple makes a really good product. I'll take my check in the mail. Thank you.
You're doing perfectly fine. I don't know if he was telling a joke or if he's actually annoyed, but either way, yeah, come on. We're having fun.
Chest of iron. It's all good. Insult me or praise me. I'm okay with it. Freedom of speech. Let's go for it. Really, I have no qualms about that.
Absolutely.
We all have our own opinions, and it's a great, you know what? It's a great time on planet Earth, the sphere. It's a great time living on spherical Earth to be able to discuss back and forth ideas and concepts, and I think that by doing that we become closer as a species, and I think overall and in general, when we have the freedom to do what we're doing, and we have the wherewithal to accept criticisms and insults, then I think we just become better people at it. I think we become friends, and I think collaborators. There's that word, and I think it counts for an overall entertaining and educational experience, and I'm all for it. It pulls me away.
You know, it's funny. We're talking about everybody coming together here. Meanwhile, you're getting shit on for saying you liked Apple products.
Look, my wife's Apple computer is providing me with the cam, so that's her. She loves Apple. I'm a Microsoft guy. I you know, when I do this, you know, it's see, Microsoft. So, you know, whatever works.
Yeah.
In this case, Apple's working for me. And Microsoft, I want my check in the mail. But,
and we had another Australian 5 from John Rapp. Man, you are the man, John. He said, according to Professor Phil Bell, 1 kilogram costs approximately $65,000. So why don't Flurfs fund a camera up to space? Shoot. Sorry, I mean the dome.
Yeah, there you go.
The goddamn dome.
Crash into the dome. You know.
There's a couple really great videos out there. I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's one of a guy who says that a camera or a rocket launched straight up at the White Sands missile range stopped and hit the dome.
Oh yeah.
And it's just deploying a de-spin mechanism, and it's like, really, that thing was going a kilometer a second and it didn't blow up?
Yeah, that's the whole point. I was like, where's the fire? Where's the explosion? Yeah. Just, you know, flat Earth, you know what it is? Flat Earthers, I guess the only way, if I was to live in a neighborhood with nothing but flat Earths, I guess that would make me SpongeBob. I would be living under the sea, under a rock, selling crab cakes to other fish. This is what they are. You know?
Yeah, I think that's a really important attitude to have, I think, which is that flat earthers do want to go back a step. Everything they want is reverse progress. No space, nothing outside the earth, nothing beyond our little magic snow globe. So we all have to live our small, insignificant lives here and never learn about anything outside of it. And it's like, come on, do you really want to live that way?
Do you know why they do that, Dead Kennedy? Because they themselves aren't doing anything. I firmly believe this. They want to bring us down to the level that they think that they're at. And I say think because every single one of these flat earthers has the potential to do something better with themselves because they are endowed with intelligence. We have the mechanisms for those that have a mental issue to fix that mental issue. We have the mechanisms in place for those who are poor and living in their car to get into an apartment and to make something of themselves. If any one of these flat earthers put the hand out and asked for help, we would help them. You and I, Dead Kennedy, know this. Our side is passionate, but we're not so dispassionate that we wouldn't help a fellow individual to want to learn and to bring them up along where we are at. We don't want to hide what we have. We're not trying to bogart what we have. We're a community that needs to share intelligence and information. And if they would just stop with the complaining, they can get in on this community and be a part of something and then feel good about themselves because they themselves got themselves out from where they were and they're making themselves a better person. From a person who's been in recovery all their life, there is nothing better than admitting you're wrong and then doing something about it. And at the end, when you've done something about being wrong, you're a better person, you're stronger, you're passionate, you're compassionate, and you could look at yourself in the mirror while you go downstairs and put your keys into your new car and go to your new job and pay those bills. Then you become something in your own right, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely. Yeah, very well said, man. And you were saying, like, you know, we're not going to hold any animosity to someone who wants to wake up out of this. Like, the best example is every time you see an ex-flat earther pop up on YouTube, everybody goes, oh, hey, let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Yeah. Welcome back to reality, man. I'm so glad you've come out of this little cult. It's, you know, we're always welcoming to an ex-flat earther. Just recently, Seek Truth, Speak Truth, the guy who he was a flat earther, and he came out of it after talking to conspiracy cats about the moon. And he reached out to me and he said, hey, I'd really like to come on your channel and talk about why I'm not a flat earther anymore. And I'm like, absolutely. Yeah. Like, why not? Cheshire says your speaking is very motivational.
Hey, I'll send me an address. I'll go to a high school, junior high school. I'll do what I got to do to help. As long as I get the front page in the local newspaper. If I may, because the cat, I'd like to introduce Felipe, the cat. Do you mind?
Go for it.
All right, so let me get my little girl here. Hey, baby. So this is Felipe. This is Felipe, the cat. I don't know if everybody can see, but this is my baby.
Aww.
Yeah. Funny story is we thought it was a male. It turned out to be a female, and we wound up calling her Felipe. And for the first time in eons, she doesn't want to get involved or doesn't want to claim the table for her own. But whatever, you just, that's my daughter. That's my little girl.
She's very cute. She very clearly did not want to be there, but she's very cute. That was almost like there's, I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's a really great non sequitur after show back when, you know, before everything went down with non sequitur.
I don't really know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. Please forgive me. I know something happened. Is the lighting good? Are we seeing everybody? Yeah, we're good. Okay,
good.
I don't, because I can put some more light so you can see my hand and face. We're good.
Good.
Okay. I always want to shine, and I want people to. So I knew that there was. I know that I heard that there was something going on with that, and I just never really got.
Well, I can summarize it very quickly. Yeah. One half owner of the non sequitur show tried to steal it from the other, and briefly got away with it, and then was sued, and it's now going back to the rightful owner. It's in the process right now. But yeah, that's all that was. But back when it was still going, I can't say that anymore because it's coming back. But back before the bad times, there was an after show when Aaron Ra debated Kent Hovind. They did an after show, and G-Man came into the chat and was talking to Aaron Ra for a while, and he had this great moment where he was talking about slavery in the Bible, and he was trying to make an example, and everyone was laughing because it was just such craziness. And then he held up his cat, and he was trying to make an example, but the cat made such a hilarious face in the webcam that nobody heard him. They all just fell over laughing. And he's sitting there going, see, that's all you atheists can do is laugh. What's wrong with you people? I come here and ask questions. All you do is laugh.
Well, because, you know, those who claim, here we go, those who claim to be Christians, and I mean, if you really look at what a Christian is, there's not too many of them. If you were to truly walk the way, I mean, if you think about it, but they come at it from this. Oh boy, how do I say this? Without too much emotion, not enough information, and they never once quote specifically from the book that they're discussing. Right. So that makes for a person that looks extremely ignorant.
Yeah, I've done at least one video about that. I did 8 biblical words flat earthers use wrong, and it was just going after the phrases in the Bible that they typically use that say this supports a flat earth, and then you actually look it up, you do some research, you figure out what the real original Hebrew was, and that's not what it said at all. And you don't need to be religious or non-religious to do that. That's just looking at information. That's all that is. Bob the Science Guy's here. Hey, Bob.
Yeah. Who's there, Bob? Bob?
Bob the Science Guy. He's really great. He's a really great
Yeah,
creator.
no, is that the stick figure?
Sorry?
Is that the stick figure guy?
No. I think that's Professor Stick.
Yeah, Professor Stick. I love his videos too.
Bob the Science Guy is from Northern Michigan. He's a great guy.
All right, I'll look him up. I'll say hello to him at some point.
He's actually one of the reasons I have as many subscribers as I do is because he's given me a couple shout outs and mirrored my videos.
I would like to create my own channel, but again, I don't want to do it alone. I think a one man crew for me. I like to interact. I like good cop, bad cop sometimes. Again, that's why I shouted out to you and I'd like to get something done. But I gotta learn the nuances of channels and blogs and stuff. I haven't gotten a clue. The fact that I got this working is phenomenal. I mean, I can plug a gunshot wound, but I can't manifest a YouTube channel.
Well, we're definitely gonna collab some more, and maybe that'll help give you a start, and I can work with you there. That'd be pretty cool.
And the other thing, real quick before anything, the Bible, if you will, for me, it's a guidebook. For me, it's a guidebook. It's a technical manual on how I should live my life. Now, notice I said how I should live my life. Mm-hmm. And again, if
it works for you, yeah.
What works for me, part of the Christian way is never to proselytize against somebody else's belief. That's not what it's about. Being a Christian is walking a certain way and discussing that way, because ultimately, if you walk a certain way, and I don't walk the way, trust me, I got a long way to go to call myself a Christian. But if you're going to walk that way, and if you're going to talk that talk, then your lifestyle and your mannerisms and the way you act and the way you treat others have to manifest through that way that you're walking. And I think if you're also going to discuss the guidebook to the supernatural, I don't know if you ever heard of L.A. Marzulli. He penned that word. It's a guidebook to the supernatural, and I call it a manual, the technical manual on how I want to live. And it's like if you're gonna quote a math book, if you're gonna teach students 1 + 1, then it's not, at first it's a concept until you show how to do it. So you need a math book, right? So if I want to learn how to live, and I do enough research on how I want to live, then for me, I'm going to use the Bible. And I will never, ever proselytize or speak ill will against somebody else's belief, because you don't win anybody over like that. In fact, you make enemies, and then there goes your sermon, or there goes your discussion, because you put the person on the defensive.
Yeah,
no,
that's a good way to do it, because that's like with that biblical words video, that was kind of my attitude was, well, I'm not religious, but I'm going to talk about something that other religious people could talk about, and I'm not going to judge them for what they believe, because I don't care. It's not my problem. So I tried to approach it from that neutral point of view, and I had a ton of comments from people saying, hey, look, I'm a Christian and I really appreciate this video. I was like, good,
yeah.
That's what I was going for. I wanted to engage both audiences.
Yeah, no, I appreciate what you did, because I saw that video. And yeah, you did the right thing. There was a group of people during some time after Christ was after the era. I don't want to say anything that's going to piss anybody off, because when we're talking about this, that's not what I want to do. But sometime after Christ, there was a group of individuals called Bereans, and they didn't just take what the apostles or the people who were following the way at face value. They dug deep, and they did their due diligence in study. They studied the Old Testament, the Torah, and they found reason to believe what these individuals were saying about Christ and the kingdom of God. So, just by picking up the Bible and just by buying into a specific dogma does not make you what that dogma is. You need to put some effort and some work into it. It's like if you want to become a physician or a physicist, you don't just watch a YouTube video or talk to a friend who knows a little bit about about engine mechanics, and all of a sudden you're a physicist. No, it's like you don't learn kung fu in one night. I'm not Neo. This isn't the Matrix. This stuff takes time, and I'm comfortable with my belief system. I'm comfortable with the affirmation that I'm trying to be a Christian. I'm not comfortable with the way I live, because I don't think it conforms to the way a Christian should live. I'm by far anywhere from that. I mean, if anything, I'm probably more on the heathenistic lifestyle than anything. But I do my best, and I reference with the guidebook to the supernatural to try and make myself a better person, so I can relate to other human beings. And in the off chance that someone is lost and they want to know something, or they want to know what I believe about a higher power or about Jehovah God, then I'll say, okay, we'll discuss this, but not from my point of view. Let's use the book that claims to have that answer. And I don't see a lot of these individuals who claim to be Christian using the book that they claim their Christianity is from as a reference point to use as a guiding tool to help others or themselves. And that's what pisses me off.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can understand that. It's no matter what your belief is, if you come at it in an antagonistic way, you're not going to get anywhere. Really quickly, I think we have a flat earther in the chat. I'm not sure. I can't tell or not. This what is it? Chi Ro, is that person a flat earther? Because they seem to be upsetting people. I can't tell. They're talking about math and the solar system. The solar system is flat. No, the solar system is not flat.
Let me guess. What I can sum it all up in 2 words. It's fake.
Well, it doesn't seem to be. It seems to be like they keep. A while ago they said the solar system is flat too, and it's like, no, not really.
Not really.
Like, I mean, vaguely, in the sense that they're all, in a orbit around the sun, and they're going to be on something of a plane in the same way that there's a galactic plane, but the galactic plane is several thousand light years tall. So
yeah. Do they not know that also we need a reference point to gauge the universe from our point of view, and that's eventually how we're going to map the stars. And look, I don't care how flat you think it is. It looks pretty goddamn 3-dimensional to me.
Yeah.
I mean, last time I checked.
And actually, Dick Dawson brings up a good point. The Oort cloud, the cloud that surrounds the solar system, surrounds. It's not a disk. It surrounds in a sphere.
Yeah, it has depth. I mean, there's something going on there that's 3-dimensional. It's not a paper plate. Right. It's not a pizza pie. And we're not ordering dominoes when we look up at the sky. We're seeing something 3-dimensional. We're seeing something in real time. Well, not real time because we're seeing a distant past. But no, flat. Okay, whatever. Paper's flat, not the Earth, not the solar system.
Absolutely. And actually, I just remembered this. I missed a super chat about 10 minutes ago from Logical Troglodyte. I'm sorry about that. It was for $5. Thank you very much, Logical. He said, everyone give Dead Kennedy in space some love. Hit the buttons and bells. We could all use a little head every day.
Ah, I love it. That's fantastic.
Thanks a lot, Logical. Appreciate that.
I'm just kidding. Oh, guys, we suck. That's all we think about. Head, right? That's all we think about.
Yep.
But yeah, so what happened to our flat Earth visitor?
Someone said they're a Poe, so I don't like. I mean, that's a word you can throw out. There's people who think Riley's a Poe. There's people who think Oakley's a Poe. You can't say for sure. Unless they're self-admitted. And
there's the rub, isn't it? You can't quite tie these people down. There's the giveaway, if you will. Red's Rhetoric, Aaron Ra, you, and all the other classics and big names on these channels. And yes, big names, because you guys do God's work. I'm saying that. You do the work that needs to get done to put the message out there and to keep things in perspective. We know who you are. You know what I mean? Like we can pinpoint your beliefs. We can pinpoint. I'm talking about the general public. I'm not talking about specific. I'm just saying, in general, if I came on YouTube and I'm trying to look for perspective on the globe, or I'm trying to get a bearing on who's right and who's wrong, if that's even possible. But I know that when I go here, Red's Rhetoric, when I go there, we know who you are. You're not hiding anything. It's plain English, plain language. With the flat Earth community, you can't.
I will say the one thing I don't know about Red's Rhetoric is what his face looks like, and that's for everyone's safety.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. Well, we won't even. I mean, at least we get an idea of what his car was like, or one of his cars, from what I gather. And we know he has a thing for. Does he sleep with his P1000? Do we know if it's pregnant?
I think it's surgically attached to him, actually.
Oh, okay. Get any like in the future if we're going to be going to a baby shower and there's a bunch of P10s running around the room.
Shit. You know, he might see this eventually, so hi, Reds.
Hey, Red, listen, I'm all yours, baby. I'm all yours.
He's a great dude. He's so like direct and to the point. Like I was talking to someone a little while ago about certain people that we have really elaborate DMs with. And this can apply to us as well, because you were very talkative in the emails, and I wasn't so. And I was like, I'm just not that talkative in text. Once we get live, I'll talk more. My DM history with Reds is the best thing ever. There's 4 messages. There was 3. It's first one is him saying yo, and then a link to join a meet, and then me saying thanks, and then now there's another meets link from him. That's the whole DM history.
Red, yeah, that's that seems like him. And you gotta love his desktop. What do you call it? The wallpaper, with the 2 R's, the lightning.
Oh yeah, the icon. Yeah, his icon's great. Yeah,
he's definitely a showman. I gotta give him that. He knows how to carry the message. He knows how to hold the crowd. And god damn, he makes great SpaceX videos. I gotta say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That one that hit 1 million views, where he filmed the SpaceX boosters landing again. That was great.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
And I don't know if everybody saw this, but very recently that very video taken by Reds was shared on Twitter by Commander Chris Hadfield.
No way.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's going places, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I have to build a shrine. Now we'll have a big brass P1000. That's it. Shrine.
Excellent. Yeah. See, that's why we do what we do, because we're trying to make an impact on the world. And when astronauts start sharing things you've done on Twitter, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely. And kudos to Reds for that. I mean, he deserved it. He's been at this from the beginning. I think he stayed the course. He's taken his hits in that, you know, it's kind. I would imagine it's very difficult to try to talk to somebody and all they come back to you is like, you're an idiot, you're an asshole, you don't know what you're talking about, constantly over and over again. But he stayed the course. He weathered the storm. He has made a significant impact on me, and I could only hope to one day be as, I don't know, as not direct, but as clear cut as he is when he makes his arguments on a scientific level. So, because what the hell do I know? I'm from Brooklyn. I mean, what do I know? Hot dogs and Coney Island. This is what I know.
Well, you know, Reds. He's just that dumb, ugly plumber from Florida.
That's it. No words, not mine, Reds.
But that's it. You know, we don't have to start from anywhere significant to end up somewhere significant, and I think all our channels are proof of that. All the bigger channels are really proof of that. You know, all of us who are having this kind of impact on the world, fighting this fight. We all matter, and it's showing. It's starting to show. The work will pay off. The work always pays off.
That's a funny thing you said that, because I just pegged in on something. I want to say this to the flat earthers too, because this word, the fear of being insignificant. We don't need the universe to make us significant.
Wait, hold on. I'm really sorry to cut you off. That Shiro person said this message got deleted. They said self-exposing Dead Sea trolls do not make to C list, and someone deleted it and said please no anti-Semitic comments. Is that an anti-Semitic comment? I don't understand how.
I didn't catch that. How
the message was self-exposing Dead Sea trolls do not make to C list.
The Dead Sea Scrolls.
I imagine she's going for the Dead Sea Scrolls, but what does that have to do with anti-Semitism? I don't understand.
the Old Testament, but I don't see how that's relevant to any kind of Semitism. I mean, the Dead Sea Scrolls is a historical find.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, guys, unless he's saying, like the evil Jews or any of that kind of typical crap, no need to delete his messages. It's all good.
I mean, the Dead Sea Scrolls was instrumental in uncovering a lost language and finding out exactly what certain scrolls and books were saying, and it was that has nothing to do with. I don't even think a Jew found them. To be perfectly honest, I think it was an Arab or somebody, a herder, found them. So I don't see. I mean, we don't want to be too. We don't want to be what the flat earthers are, and that's afraid of our own shadow.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I always invite discourse, and I'll allow people to toe the line as much as they want, because there's nothing wrong with being offensive, but when you start going for comments that remind us of a group of people that tried to eliminate an entire race, that's when we start to have issues. He wanted to ask your guest for Nazi shoes, so I would kick him. Oh.
Say again?
Mr. President 99 said he wanted to ask your guest for Nazi shoes, so I would kick him. So he might be an anti-Semite.
Yeah, so he wants to buy a pair of goose-stepping boots from my company so he could turn around, put them on, and kick me in the ass with them. Okay, if you don't mind paying an extra 40% for your anti-Semitic bullshit, then yeah, I'll sell them to you. And yes, you could try and kick me in the ass.
Try. Keyword try.
Yeah, you can try. I have a cat that might argue with you.
No, you're not being too sensitive, Arno. I don't know the connection between that and anti-Semitism. I was legitimately asking. I don't see the link.
Yeah.
Maybe there is one. You can enlighten me. Feel free. But yeah, if this person is a legitimate anti-Semite, get rid of them. And Bob the Science Guy says it was in fact an Arab who found the Dead Sea Scrolls.
It was an Arab, right? Yeah. See. Yeah. And I look at the Dead Sea Scrolls. See, those. For me, yeah, it's great that it proved that the Book of Isaiah was written, correctly. But for me, it's just another. My wife, she's a linguist. She loves languages. For her, finding the Dead Sea Scrolls was just an open door to finding out about a language. And for a lot of people, that's what it was. It's a historical document. No need to get philosophical on a religious end about finding the Dead Sea Scrolls, because in fact, it wasn't just the Book of Isaiah that was found. There was a ton of other writings and script and scrolls that were found along with it. Just so happens that Dead Sea Scrolls were used to prove that one of the books of the Bible that were written correctly, and that's the end. That should be the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say historical document is a good way to put it, because even if you personally don't take any stock into the content of the Dead Sea Scrolls, their existence is from a moment in history that is significant. So they have that significance.
Yeah. And there's no need to, see, it proved that the Book of Isaiah was written, therefore there is a God. No, you're going about it the wrong way, dude. Don't do that, because again, you're antagonizing another group of individuals and their belief system. We don't want to do that.
Absolutely.
We want to have a discourse. We don't want to. The worst thing that you can do when trying to have a discussion or trying to sway a person in one direction or another is to first blow what they believe out of the water. You're just going to make enemies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless we're talking about flat earthers.
Yeah, I think we've had a pretty good discussion here. We're running further than I expected to, but that's a good thing. That means the conversation's been flowing well. We've been holding around 90 viewers the whole time, and I'm sure plenty of people are going to see this after it's uploaded.
Is that like a good thing? 90 viewers holding our own.
That's pretty good. Like for a debate that has, if I had a debate that had like a flat earther who's a name, like a known name, I'd get maybe 150, and that's the highest it would go. And this is just a casual chat that I threw together at the last minute. 90's pretty good.
Yeah, that's significant. Those numbers are significant. It's, in fact, from like two individuals that don't know each other from a can of paint. I think is good. I think we were entertaining. I think we have some chemistry. I won't marry you, but I think we have chemistry. I think I want to do this more. And
there's Felipe.
There's Felipe. Good call.
Hey, Felipe.
Hey, baby. I love this thing. Amazing. I was sick for a few days. It curled up next to my chest for those 2 days that I was sick. They're amazing things. They're amazing creatures. They really are. And I'd like to, in the future, do something for the feline species, like a pet sanctuary where it's nothing but cats, like a cat sanctuary, 1,000 acres with hospitals and stuff. But right now, I'm just trying to like make a few bucks selling Nazi boots.
Nice, very nice.
I come back. Yes. So anyway, yeah. Listen, it's. I hate to go, but I know we're there's a time. Obviously, there's a time thing here, and
start the shill stream in an hour. Actually, I was gonna eat something first.
I don't even know what that is. I know what a shill is, but the shill stream is.
It's basically a group of us who all get together and do live streams currently twice a week, but we're slowly working on expanding that.
Okay.
Every Friday and Saturday we stream 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's me, there's Logical Troglodyte, Dick Dawson, Taddy Bogle's one of our producers, Bullinator's another producer. I think I saw him in the chat. Who else is there? Kiri's there. Who else is in the chat?
You did it. Good job. I can't believe it. I'm proud of you.
I forgot I had that notification from when people subscribe. Thank you, whoever that was. Yeah, there's quite a few people on the show. It's our whole little community. Anti-Flatter from New Zealand, Sarcastic Barman, Steaming Cup of Reason. He's in the chat there. Good morning, Vietnam, Steaming Cup.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Yeah,
by the way, shout out to all our men and women who serve in the armed forces, and who make it possible for us to free speech, and who make it possible for us to go to the store and curse out our president without soldiers on the corner. Shout out to our law enforcement, EMS, search and rescue, fire departments, and doctors and nurses that are there for us when we need them the most.
Absolutely, and that's kind of a big part of this community too. There's a lot of creators on the globe side of this fight who are military or ex-military, and the things they've learned in the military have really helped them confirm that the Earth is in fact a globe.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, I noticed you, Malefica. There, you got it. Your senpai has noticed you. Someone in the chat, sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. We're all. Yeah, I can step back. It's all good. So like, I'd like to get invited to one of those shows one time and maybe hang out with you guys. Can't do it.
Shout out to Schrodinger's cat who's serving it right now in the Navy. Absolutely, that's right.
Oh, Schrodinger's cat! I love this guy.
That guy's great, isn't he?
He is man. Who did he blow out of the water? No pun intended.
Maryland Spirit Level was his most recent one. Flat Earth Fokker was another one.
That's him.
Yeah.
The one with the sunglasses. Is that the one with the Flat Earth Fokker?
I think he usually wears sunglasses. I don't think he was in that stream, but he usually does. Yeah.
Yeah,
I noticed you as well, Vegeta. You did the art that's on the stream right now. Of course, I noticed you.
So anyway, I guess we wrap it up, and I can go on forever. But...
Oh yeah, we could for sure. But yeah, to wrap up, I mean, it's been great talking to you, man. This has been a really fun, productive, interesting conversation. It seems like people have been enjoying it. B-Ball for Life's in the Army. Shout out to you, buddy. And yeah, I look forward to some future collaborations, and what this new year holds, because man, it's a new decade. We got moons to land on, planets to land on, and shit to do,
and Walmarts to build.
That's right. Absolutely.
We got to take a job somehow. I gotta tell you, I'd love this. Could be like I wanted this to be a free flowing format where there's two guys that just get together. First and foremost, blow flat earthers out of the water, and then just hip hop and rap and talk, and not hip. I'm just I've got the video in the back here on purpose because we can immediately go to some event, or we can watch and make fun of a cat doing something stupid, or an epic fail of a sports guy trying to jump off of a moving van while juggling chainsaws or whatnot. But it's
a good format for streaming for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I wouldn't mind doing this once a week just to put a tittle in your ear.
No, absolutely. I'm thinking about that for sure. It's like I don't want to sound too apprehensive, but I have a lot of things going on my channel, but I think I can find a way to fit another show in, and I think that'd be a really good time, just kind of a basic chatting current events sort of show.
By the way, where exactly are you from? I mean, don't tell me exactly where you're from, because it's crazy.
Southeastern Ontario.
Ontario. I'm actually probably heading out west soon, and I'll keep you up to date on that. But my job is great. I have a medical office, and I have downtime, so I'm going to learn how to do this correctly, and hopefully with the wife's help, because she's the brains behind this operation. I'm just the one that I'm just
the wife always is, right?
The wife always, and my wife is beautiful. I'm just saying that, honey. So I'll make it on the couch tonight. But no, she'll help me with the blogs and all this other stuff. She's quite handy. And honey, I love you. You're the best thing that ever happened in my life. I will always love you. And please don't try not to laugh when you play this stream back on YouTube. It's all, you did marry an okay guy. I'm not crazy. And I had fun, Dead Kennedy. It's been an honor, an absolute honor, an absolute pleasure. Finally meeting the man in the bubble, in the box, or in
the jar.
The jar, yeah. Meeting the man in the jar, and I look forward to many, many, many other discussions and many other videos from you, and to everybody who was live streaming with us. I want to say that you're an awesome audience. I wouldn't have it any other way. If nobody told you that they love you today, that's too bad. But I appreciate you all listening, and Godspeed, God bless, and have a good weekend, man.
Absolutely. And with that, I will say thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate it. I always do.